right, here we are again. Good Thursday morning, everyone. We are in the thick of it now. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm, and our winter storm is underway. I drove home in pouring rain and even some fog last night, but on schedule, all that rain transitioned over to sleet and freezing rain, and in some places, snow overnight. And I'm recording this video at about 8:15 a.m. And again, our winter storm is ongoing. It's pretty impressive to see the entire state of Ohio covered by a winter storm warning. All of western Pennsylvania included in that warning as well. So things are going pretty much according to plan and as we expected with the timing, and I think the amounts are going to end up working out pretty much as expected as well. We did some updates to the snow forecast last evening, and the snow is going to really start piling up, it looks like, especially later on today and into tonight, especially in our northern viewing area. This was the radar at about 8:15 this morning, showing a mixing zone between the rain and the snow, and that kind of mixing zone kind of bisects our television viewing area. Taking a kind of a closer look at conditions locally. Let me do a refresh on this, get the latest data, and yeah, we're slipping below freezing pretty much everywhere at this point, even down towards Calcutta and over towards Beaver Falls. We're at or below freezing early this morning, and we are solidly down now into the middle and upper 20s elsewhere. Now, the snow that's falling is pretty light right now. I'm expecting the snow to pick up in intensity as we go into the afternoon today, and this kind of sleet, freezing rain, snow mixture that a lot of us are seeing, a lot of us are going to continue to see that over the next several hours. The recipe for things other than just snow or just rain, it's cold air down here at the ground level where we are, but upstairs, the air is actually somewhat warmer. This is a depiction of temperatures about 5,000 feet above our heads. The freezing line is kind of the difference between the darker colors and the lighter colors here. So we're below freezing, but 5,000 feet above our heads, it's still above freezing pretty much from I-80 on south. And so you have snowflakes melting into raindrops as it encounters that warm air, and then it just stays mostly raindrops until it hits the ground. Where the cold air is a little bit deeper in the low levels, then you get sleet instead of freezing rain. But nonetheless, you're not going to get much snow in areas that have temperatures 5,000 feet above our heads that are in the mid-30s, or about +2 or +3 Celsius. That's kind of the recipe for mixed precipitation. All right, I talked about air temperatures. What about road temperatures? Here's just a sampling. Here's 7-Eleven in Mahoning County. The road temperature is below freezing there, down towards 267, 1130 corridor, kind of near Glenmore, Calcutta. Southern Columbiana County, a road sensor temperature there in the mid-30s, a little bit above freezing. But here's 11 going through Trumbull County and towards Ashtabula County, the road temperature a little below freezing up there. And this is pretty representative of Western PA as well. Our road sensor temperatures, along with our air temperatures, starting to slip down below freezing. All right, let's go around the horn here with some cameras. Here's our camera along 422 in Niles across from Eastwood Mall. Looks like a slushy, slippery commute there. This is the traffic circle in Columbiana. Now, this looks to me like it's been treated. Keep in mind, with all the rain that we had last evening, they couldn't pre-treat a lot of our area roads, but this is looking okay. No doubt some slick spots here, but largely wet, at least right here along the traffic circle in Columbiana. This is just a snapshot in one location. Surely conditions vary somewhat. Here's another busy interchange, 224 and Market Street in Boardman. McDonald's over here. Here's Walgreens. Southern Park Mall is over here. And mostly wet, but no doubt you're encountering some slush and some slick spots here and there. And finally, with our station cameras, here's 680 and South Avenue, the interchange near the Youngstown area. You can see traffic is pretty light, thankfully. Largely, it looks like wet surface here, but again, you're probably encountering the occasional slick spot and some slush as well. Here's our ODOT camera, 76 and I-80 in Mahoning County near Austintown. You can see a little bit of ice glaze on the camera lens there. The road surface itself at this particular location does not look all that bad. This is 80 and 46, near 80 and 46, kind of the on-ramp there, near Austintown. And this is going to refresh, and you can see traffic is pretty light, but the road surface is wet to slushy. 80 at Salt Springs Road, same idea. And 7-Eleven and 680, a typically tough spot when we have these situations. This is one of those spots that the road surface cools much faster than non-bridge surfaces. These overpasses and bridges, these cool because the cold air gets underneath the surface of the road, and therefore the road can cool kind of from underneath more than a surface street, which does not have that opportunity. So that's another spot you got to really be careful out there for today. 80 and 193 near Liberty Township and near the Mahoning-Trumbull line. Again, you're going to find some slush and some snow there, no doubt, on the medians and just off the road surface. But looks like kind of the main part of the road is not doing that bad. All right, what can we expect for the rest of the day today? All right, what you see is what you get for the next several hours. Where we have snow falling, it's going to be mostly snow. Where we have sleet and a snow mix, that's probably going to continue through at least midday. This is the simulated radar at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Even up to I-80, we might be seeing still kind of a snow-sleet mix for a time through mid-afternoon. And once you're down towards West Point and Calcutta, Wellsville, East Liverpool, East Palestine, Beaver Falls, Elwood City, maybe Newcastle, you could still be seeing some freezing rain and a freezing rain sleet mix for a time all the way through mid-afternoon. Maybe some snowflakes in the mix as well, especially as you travel off to the north. And once you're far enough to the north, by mid-afternoon, this should still be primarily snow. Bloomfield, Mesopotamia, Kinsman, maybe as far south as Cortland, Greenville, Sandy Lake, maybe as far south as Sharon and Mercer. But once you're over towards Grove City, then you have more of a chance in Mercer County of encountering something other than just plain snow. Again, that's just a snapshot in time mid-afternoon. Finally, as we get into the evening, the air column will cool enough in the upper levels that we're going to start ditching the freezing rain first, and then we'll ditch the sleet eventually. And this just becomes snow for the majority of the night. This is close to midnight tonight, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It's going to be snowing pretty good. Roads will be a real mess late tonight. First thing Friday morning, the snow is going to taper off Friday morning, maybe a little slower than it looked like it would yesterday. So we might still be dealing with some light snow and flurries all the way through midday on Friday. All right, here's the adjustment we made yesterday to our snowfall map. We brought higher amounts farther to the south. I still think that 9 to 12 is a pretty good bet where it stays mostly snow with limited sleet. So in areas mostly north of I-80, roughly Craig Beach area, Newton Falls, up to Warren, over to Cortland, Johnston, Kinsman, Bloomfield, Mesopotamia, Greenville, kind of this zone. That's probably where you have the best chance of seeing a double-digit snowfall amount. But I think a solid 8 or 9 does look pretty likely once you're down towards Niles and Hubbard and Youngstown and Austintown and Sharon, West Middlesex, kind of the 224 corridor. 6 is almost in the bag, I think, in a lot of those places, unless the sleet hangs on a little bit longer. Once you get down far enough to the south, of course, the sleet and the mixed precipitation hangs on even longer, and so your chances of seeing more than 6 decrease once you get down towards Lisbon, East Palestine, West Point, and you might not get much more than 3 once you're down towards the East Liverpool area. And speaking of down towards East Liverpool and kind of the southern part of our viewing area, the prospects of problematic amounts of freezing rain certainly increase once you get down towards the Ohio River. Now, it looks like the lollipop or the bullseye is still kind of just south of Columbus, over across I-70 towards Zanesville and Cambridge, and over towards Wheeling as well. But once you get up to Steubenville and Chester, West Virginia, and again, close to Wellsville, East Liverpool, you might get 0.2 of an inch, maybe even close to 1/4 of an inch worth of ice in those areas. And that might be just enough to weigh down enough tree limbs and power lines that you see some utility interruptions. And certainly, at the very least, it's going to be really slick as a result of all that freezing rain in our far southern viewing area. Take it easy out there today. If you don't have to travel, just don't do it. Stay hunkered down through tomorrow morning if you're able to. If you do have to get out, if you've got to get to work, if you've got an appointment and you have to get to it, just plan on a real slow go. If your car is sitting out, try to warm it up if you can. You're going to be scraping some ice in much of the area, and just plan on everything taking longer than it usually does today and into tonight and even into Friday morning. We've got you covered all day and all night on all of our social media outlets, the Storm Tracker 21 app and 21 News, midday, 6 p.m., and after the Olympics tonight, the Olympics debut on 21 WFMJ tonight. So our newscast will be on late, but that doesn't mean that we're totally disconnected. You can always catch up with us on social media, on the apps, and everywhere else you usually find us. In the meantime, stay safe and have a great rest of your Thursday.